أنا جاي بشر كلام بتاع ملك داود وكيت ساول بقى بطال ماشي لكناجير ربنا لقيته داود وأول تمرين بتاع داود دي كان صعب شوية. تمرين بتاع داود كان يعني هو ماشي في تمرين تمام، ماشي في تمرين تمام بتاع إيمان. يا ربنا جرب القوة بتاع داود بقوة بتاع جولياث. انتوا عارفين طبعا جولياث هو من فلسطين، فعشان كده انا ماشي بشر الكلام شوية انه جولياث مع داود. والليلة عندنا جولياث مع داود يا ودي برضه ظاهر اللي هو اسرائيل وايران. ده بيشمل برضه ديفيد مع جولياث، ايران واسرائيل الليلة من بعد شكلها. My dear fellow listeners and audience worldwide, this is me, Reverend Karlo Kolong, coming again with a very hot message in regard to the present, news. The news that happened on the 13th of June, that's last Friday. It's almost 1 week ago, the war between Israel and the Iranians. And that one symbolized, the battle between David and Goliath. So you could know which one is Goliath, which one is David. Usually the chosen race, that is the community of God, the chosen Israelis will always continue to be victorious, even though they did not accept Jesus Christ. But Jesus is supporting them secretly. So I want you to know, sometimes people say blood is thicker than water. Because Jesus comes from the womb of Mary, an Israeli, so Jesus has a right to say blood is thicker than water. He supports his brothers, the Israelis, in this war. So it is your personal choice to refuse the true God, then you have to suffer. There is only one true God, and that true God is found in the Bible, coming from the line of Abraham, Ibrahim. If you fail to follow the God of Abraham, Ibrahim, you are in disaster. So today, I'm going to sing a song in Arabic related to these events of the war. Yeah. Ada pipalasti, da picore vipoena, e moyoena. Ana kutumira, da picore vipoena, e moyoena. Itakadap kanin takulu, itamainda kadia, itakadap. Yang nabi kore bimoyoena, nabi kore bimoyoena, medumua. Sudani bikore milale, nabi kore bimoyoena, bimoyoena. Nabi kore bisudan, nabi kore bimoyoena, medumua. Zalzal bipaka bituruki, nabi kore bimoyoena, medumua. Zalzal bipaka bisiria, nabi kore bimoyoena, medumua. Iyal nabi kore bitunia, nabi kore bimoyoena, bimoyoena. Salam, Yesu talilena, dinaterin salam yake moyoena. Yesu talilena, dinabikorele salamia. Yesu talilena, dinaterin salam yake moyoena. Itakadap kanin takulu, itamainda kadia, itakadap. Sudani bikin tipipipiuya, umun hindu kadia, ikuluba. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ah, 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 ah. Duvana pete kubi dunia, nabi kore bimoyoena, bimoyoena. Sudani pete kubi dunia, nabi kore bimoyoena, bimoyoena. Irani bikore bidunia, nabi kore bimoyoena, bimoyoena. Irani bikore bidunia, nazerin salam yake ini Yesu. Yesu o talilena, dinazerin salam yake moyoena. Yesu o talilena, dinazerin salam yake moyoena. Iyalna bikore bidunia, nazerin salam yake ini Yesu. Duvana pete kubi dunia, nabi kore bimoyoena, medumua. Sudani pete kubi dunia, dinaterin salam yake, Yesu. yake imoyoena yana mikore Israel na mikore imoyoena Israel sibu chakala dinaderi salam yake imoyoena salam 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 dinaderi salam yake imoyoena. I'm singing with tears. Dear citizens, the children of Adam, what can I do? Third World War has happened. This is Ezekiel 38. How about when we go to 39? That will be the worst. This is Ezekiel 38 about Magog or Gog, and that is Russia. Russia started the Third World War February 24th, 2022. Now it's 3 years old. It has been going like a creeping fire. People were ignoring it may end there in Ukraine and Russia. But now you see, it has engulfed almost the entire Middle East. And not only that, it has engulfed even the African continent. Wars in Sudan, South Sudan, in Congo, West Africa. This is the beginning of Third World War. This is the beginning of Third World War. But the problem is, I've seen the 200 nations divided into two baskets. Yakhwana Sudanin, they are Arbi Alamia Talit. Alkuna bin Alisu, Anuma Beji, Lakina Sajakalas, Makum. Bara Yumar by Shirin Sharitnin, Alipen, or Tino Shirin, in Russia, Belarus, or Ukraine. Not can be not living Tahina, Nar Karanga, Mabi give Malwhite. Nar Karanga, Bakulu Gesh, Halima Yakul Alam Kulu, Nar Takaranga. Lani Mavi Moya, the battle of Narbe. What I mean to say, bushfire is just like that. The Third World War is in fact worse than bushfire. Started in Ukraine and Russia, and now it's catching the forest up to Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen. Now it's growing worse in Iran. It also captured Sudan. The war is now in Sudan, South Sudan, Congo, West Africa, and where? This is what you call the bushfire. And the song I just sang in Arabic has the same meaning. We are facing earthquakes like in Turkey and Syria that killed 45,000. And then in Morocco, it killed more than 5,000. And then the flood in Libya killed more than 12,000. Now the Sudanese have killed almost 150,000. So the war is coming into an end, whether you like or not. Whether you like or not, we are in the final days, the final prophecies. They are now boiling. Yes, they are now on the horizon. The song I sang is just about the flood. It's about the earthquakes, about the wars, rumors of wars, cattle raiding in many parts of the world. So the whole world is full of pain. Where will you go? Dear citizens, the children of Adam, where will you escape? God is getting angry in Matthew 24. The rumors of wars and the earthquakes and civil wars will multiply. And that's Matthew chapter 24. And also Isaiah chapter 24. God will punish the nations. So God is punishing the nations now. Very soon it will touch USA. It has already started. You can see California, almost every year, fire. That's God's anger. That's just a test. It's called primary test. The details of the war is coming. So no country will be spared in this Third World War. All will be touched. But if you are not with Jesus, where will you go? So the war you see between Israel and Iran is just like comparing David and Goliath. Or you can say Israel and Iran. Then you have to know, in 1967, after Israel became a nation, 1948, they were given Tel Aviv as their capital city, not Jerusalem, the former capital city of their grandfather, Solomon and David. Because the Arabs actually dominated, the Middle East for almost 1,800 years, when the Israelis scattered all over the world. And the scattering of Israelis was prophesied by Jesus himself, because the Israelis disowned Jesus. So Jesus told them, you will scatter. You will scatter, but you will come back and become a nation again. The Israelis scattered all over the world. They left the homeland, the Temple of Solomon, That was the year 70 AD. Just 40 years when Jesus went up. Because Jesus told them, you will scatter. They disowned Jesus. But Jesus told them, you will scatter, my dear brothers, but you will come back to your own land. So the Israelis were refugees for 1,800 years. In 1948, the British helped them come back to their nation, and they become a nation again. And they were given Tel Aviv as the capital city, not Jerusalem, the former capital city of their grandfather Solomon or Suleiman. يا أنا بوريكم جد إسرائيليين ديل كان فرسك بالعالم لأن مون كان ما قبل يسوع المسيح يا يسوع المسيح قال لهم شنو أنتوا بتفرسك بالدنيا أنتوا بعدين تعملوا الدنيا كله لكن أنتوا بترجع. According to Ezekiel chapter 37, it says these dry bones will come back and become a nation. The Israeli nation was dead. They were refugees for 1,800 years, but they came back in 1948 to become a nation again, because Ezekiel 37 says the dry bones will wake up and become a nation again. يعني يا اخوانا Ezekiel 37 كان مكتوب انه دولة دي يرجع تاني، قالوا ودام دي يقوم تاني يكون دولة تاني اللي هو اسرائيليين. هم كان فرتقوا هلا جايين لمدة 1800 سنة. الناس اللي كان سيطروا الشرق الاوسط كله كان دي دولة عربية، جيروسلم وكل مكان. ودي معلاتها اسرائيل زمان، لكنه كنت من رجع سنة 1948 منطلع دولة تاني من جديد. كده شوف سنة 67 دولة عربية داير برجع لإسرائيل كله، دولة إسلامية. 22 دولة إسلامية هم قرروا إسرائيل زي دي. 22 دولة إسلامية دي في كم عدد؟ 200 مليون كله هم جاء سوا عشان يدمروا إسرائيل. قال دولة دي جا وين؟ ما كان انتهت، كان ودر. لأن الدولة العربية ما كان كتاب المقدس. اللي بيقولوا دولة دي هرجع تاني في الأرض بتأمن. يا سنة 67 3 مليون إسرائيليين برجلوا 200 مليون دولة عربية اللي هو دولة إسلامية برجلوا تشت لو هم سيطروا جيروسلم أول مرة. ياو مشاد ديان وزير الخارجية بتاع إسرائيل قام هناك سنة 67 وبتقبضوا في جيروسلم قال جينا لأرض جنودنا ثاني مرة ما نبقى لاجئين. What I mean to say, 1967 the 22 Muslim countries they surrounded Israel. The 22 Muslim countries worldwide. They surrounded Israel in 1967. They want to eliminate Israel. See what happened. 200 million Muslim nations. They surrounded the land of Israel. And the Israelis were only 3 million. They defeated them. And Moshe Dayan, the Minister of Defense, captured Jerusalem in 1967. When he captured Jerusalem, he touched the temple of Solomon and said, we have come back home, never to be refugees again. So that was Moshe Dayan, the Minister of Defense of Israelis, and the Prime Minister was Golda Meir, 1967. Now, again, the world, the 22 Arab nations or Muslim countries, they gather in Turkey to gang up so that they can eliminate this nation of Israel. Maybe this time they may be 12 million, the Israelis. They might have come to 12 million. And the Muslim world have come to maybe 250 million. So the 250 million will be fighting these 12 million Israelis. They are surrounded, Israelis, but they will defeat all of them. Why? Because they are a chosen nation. The community of Jesus Christ, the brothers of Jesus Christ will never be defeated. So therefore, I'm just trying to tell you, all the 200 nations are now divided. Some support Iran, some support Israel. In other words, some support David, some support, Goliath. That's the meaning. If you support Goliath, then you expect disaster, a loss. Because David is a chosen race. The Israelis are protected by the brother Jesus. You cannot defeat the people of God. So those who are siding with Iran, you are siding with Goliath, and you will face the consequence. No matter whether you have 3 billion, you will face the consequence. This is a very hot message, by the way. In other words, it's like, some are in the side of Jesus, some are in the side of the devil. You can also translate, some are in the side of the lion, some are in the side of hyena. Can you compare hyena and lion? Who is stronger? Yakwana nasalalim. Asa demso kazalik. Goliath ma David yawaso makini bada chakala. Alua Iran or Israel. Itakan machi ma Goliath itar tawalita machi be kasarat. Lane Israeli del gabila bta Yesu. De gabila bta Rabbuna yakwana. Ma bizol bagdal gabila bta Rabbuna. Bisanat inai 67 asir shunu. 200 مليون دولة عربية دولة إسلامية هم قرروا إسرائيل. إسرائيل زمان ده كان 3 مليون. من برجعوا 200 مليون دي كل شت إسرائيل 3 مليون بس سنة 67. Tep do reka Israel bega 12 milioni. Ikon kwa kwa shunu. Wa dola Islamia bukona sa wasal iki 300 milioni. Wa Israelin 12 milioni. Mulu bagda 12 milioni kabila bta Yesu. Fa intu bi khatar. Ana shufta Afrika hina hatta Kenya wala Zimbabwe malat gali ni masjid كتير mudhatu bega aba Israel gali mu kidamo Iran. Dear Kenya and Zimbabwe, you said you have got strong Christian people. You don't understand the people of God. You decided to be in the side of Goliath. You'll be losing so many things. Yes, not that we hate Iranians. They are all our brothers, but they are blind. And I have seen many Iranians are crying, oh, Israel, forgive us. They are correct. When the Iranians say, please, Israel, forgive us, it is correct. That's a legitimate statement. Because we are all children of the same God. The Iranians are the children of Jesus Christ. They are made in the image of Jesus. They have a right to say, Israel, forgive us. You made a mistake. They have a right to say. And God will forgive the Iranians, by the way. Because they are crying. If they cry in the name of Jesus, then God will immediately intervene. Because the Iranians are children of Jesus Christ. They are children of God. All of us are children of Jesus Christ. Yes, even though Jesus came to do the line of Israel, but it doesn't mean that Jesus is is the God of Israel alone. No, Jesus is the God of all human beings. Even my God. There is no other God in the world apart from the biblical God. Dear children of the Arab world, please, I beg you, Jesus is your God. Don't be in the wrong side. I know Israel rejected Jesus. The Arab rejected Jesus. And Jesus is from the line of Ibrahim. Jesus is an Arab as well as an Israeli. But why do people fight? The descendants of Ibrahim. The Arabs belong to Ibrahim. Israelis belong to Ibrahim. The Shakalule into Yal Ibrahim. Israeli min Ibrahim. The Dawla Arabia min Ibrahim. Yeshua min Ibrahim. The Shakalule. The Gulam Yantor. Ana ma maksud Shakalata Arab ma Israel. La numon Yal Ibrahim kullu yakwana. Mun kullu yakwana ta Yesu. نقول شنو؟ انتوا مشيت لربنا البطال قالوا محمد ما عنده خلاصه ربنا الاصلي بتاعكم ده دوله عربيه ياهو بكتاب المقدس حواجات سنه ربنا بتاعكم يا ماشي يجيبوك فايده هذا قال امريكا مسيحيين اوروبا مسيحيين المفروض انتوا دوله عربيه بكون مسيحيين اول لان يسوع منكم انت خليت يسوع اللي انت تعرف مع الله ساكن انا شفت يا الايرانيين بكوري يو اسرائيل عارفين كلام من حق لان يالتا ايران ذاته يالتا يسوع يعملوا يالتا الايرانيين ديل بس رؤساء ديل يوم ماشي لقيتوا رؤساء لقيتوا دين البطال ده منو قال لكم في ربنا بالقران ما ده كذب ده شيطان ربنا قال الكتاب المقدس هسه في ايرانيين خلاص طالب مسيحيين وانا مقصود في دوله عربيه ثانيه من دوله عربيه بتاعتي طالب مسيحيين ده كويس ربنا الاصل يا الكتاب المقدس اسلام ما عنده معروف ما بعرفكم دين بتاع اسلام بس بيقول اقتل الناس اقتل كله ما بيفرح في القران ما بيفرح الا شغله بس. What I mean to say, there is no happiness in Quran. Muhammad trained the people just to be violent all the time, to fight. There is no peace in Islam. They are always militaristic terrorists. How many terrorists do you see in the world now? All from Islamic religion. Islam has something like 40 branches of rebels. What is it? Because Islam started with blood and will continue to shed blood. Even the Arabs are really frightened. They don't know how to escape from Islam. Islam is a demonic religion. Every time they go to Mecca, they die 400 or 1,000 because they broke the 10 commandments. What do you want us to say? We love every human being. We love Arabs. We love all human beings. أنا بحب أي إنسان في الدنيا. لأن يسوع ده بتاعنا كله يا أخوانا. يا ربنا خلقنا كلنا. لا أنتم ما دارين يسوع يا دولة عربية ويسوع ده من دولة عربية. فدي عليكم يا دولة عربية. خواجات سرقوا ربنا بتاعكم الأصلي. هسه قال أمريكا مرتاح. ما عشان كتاب المقدس وكتاب المقدس ده بتاع دولة عربية. أنتوا عبيتوا. تاني فكور اللي. شكرا. دي كارلو كولون الليلة يوم كم؟ 21 شهر 6 سنة 2025. Today is June 21st 2029. This is Karlo from the city of Denver.